What caused the dissolution of the USSR? Imagine a giant that once seemed unstoppable, suddenly unable to hold itself together. That's what happened to the Soviet Union, a vast country that stretched across Europe and Asia. Its collapse didn't happen overnight but was the result of many intertwined issues. During the Cold War era, the Soviet Union tried to expand its influence, creating a bloc of socialist countries. But internal problems and external pressures slowly chipped away at its strength. At the heart of the problem was a crisis of ideology. The Soviet Union was built on the idea of a classless society where workers ruled and private property was abolished. Over time, however, a privileged bureaucratic class emerged, acting more like a ruling elite than true socialists. This created a gap between the leadership and the working people, which went against the core principles of socialism. The original revolutionary spirit faded, replaced by corruption and self-interest among officials. The Communist Party, which was supposed to be the guardian of socialist ideals, started to drift away from its Marxist-Leninist roots. Leaders began to focus on maintaining power rather than fighting for the revolution. This shift led to divisions within the party, weakening its authority and unity. Without a strong, disciplined leadership, the Soviet Union struggled to stay on course. Economically, the situation was just as tough. The planned economy was riddled with inefficiencies, and reforms under Mikhail Gorbachev, called perestroika and glasnost, aimed to fix this. But these reforms only exposed the deep flaws of the system. Market elements were introduced, but the old bureaucratic structures remained, making change slow and incomplete. Instead of revitalizing the economy, these reforms created confusion and unrest. Externally, the Soviet Union faced mounting pressure from Western countries, especially the United States. The arms race drained resources, and political efforts to subvert Soviet influence in other countries added to the strain. The split with China also meant losing a fellow socialist ally, further weakening the bloc. These external forces made it harder for the Soviet Union to sustain its socialist model. Inside the Union, ethnic and national tensions grew. Many republics wanted independence, seeing the Soviet system as limiting their freedom and economic growth. Leaders in these regions pushed for autonomy, and some outright declared independence. The Union's structure was too fragile to hold these diverse nations together when faced with such internal divisions. From a communist perspective, the collapse was not just about external enemies or economic failure. It was about the degeneration of leadership and the infiltration of capitalist ideas into the party and state. The Soviet Union's downfall reflected the difficulty of maintaining socialism in a hostile global environment. It showed that without strong ideological discipline, unity, and international solidarity, even the mightiest socialist state could fall apart. This history reminds us that building a lasting socialist system requires constant effort to stay true to its principles, resist corruption, and work together with other socialist nations. The Soviet Union story is a lesson in how internal contradictions and external pressures can combine to bring down even the most powerful states.